Today we start a brand new save on the channel as we are going to rebuild Sussex. The team has seen many a change over the past few years, and right now we are going to do 5 seasons, and our goal, win the county championship, win the Royal London Cup and win the T20 Blast. First things first, contracts. So we've already got our overseas players sorted, we've got a squad size of 30. Best thing to do is spend your money on a good youngster. And the best youngster looks like it might be this man. Scott Carter. Average aggression, slight spin bowling preference and a strong back foot, averaging 45 from 30 second team games. Thank you very much, Scott. And the rest of the money is being pumped into the youth team and coaching. That way we can take these good young players and we can turn them into superstars. The thing about the Sussex team, there's a lot of very good young players, particularly with the bat. Tom Haynes, Ali Orr, Pajara, Steve Smith, Carter, who we've just brought in as well, and young Coles. These guys we are going to give the world. We're going to train them and we're going to make them better players. With the goal that they are going to lead this team for the next 5 seasons and win us all these different competitions. With the ball we've got young Archie Lenham, who's a real talent across multi-formats, as well as Jack Carson, free of injury. Lenham's going to get some bowling technique, as is Jack Carson. We are going to make this the Sussex version of Hyderabad. So the championship, we're in a bit of strife. We're in Division 2, we finished 17 the previous season, and they didn't have the best season in real life. Challenge Trophy, we made it all the way to the semi-final in the previous season, and we finished 2 from the bottom in the T20 competition. I think this year is all about trying to get out of the County Championship Division 2 and see if we can make any of the back-end competitions of the Royal London Cup and the T20 competition. It's going to be a difficult season, but it's the first one that I think we can make some inroads. And already, Scotty Carter has improved his front foot batting to their limit. That's what it's about. It's about taking these young players and making them better as quick as possible. And I think one of the most underrated players we've got in the team is probably Finn Hudson-Prentice. Excellent player, bats and bowls, gives us great flexibility. Batting down to 8 is a pretty strong position to be in. Ollie Robinson's averaging also just about 20 in County Championship cricket as well. Carter's going to come in at 6. But a middle order of Pajara and Smith is incredibly strong. And we are going to take a massive first innings lead. On debut, first innings for the club, Scott Carter goes and bags 100. What a knock that is. 165 balls, 12 fours, 2 sixes, strike rate of 60. In a great performance, Tom Haynes with 122. Had a poor season in real life. Here, really good performance. Pajara and Ali Orr failed, but Steve Smith 100 as well. Interesting, we're probably going to have him built into the game for the whole season. And we're going to take a first innings follow on. Baz Delida, averaged over 100 last year in real life, 126 on this. It's a decent Durham team, but the bowling's definitely the better part. But George Garden with 6 for 89, getting it done. Finn Hudson-Prentice as well, 2 for 59, really important wickets because they were looking set at times and we managed to take wickets. And it's victory with an hour to go on day 4. 10 wicket victory, Tom Haynes 18 not out, Finn Hudson-Prentice 4 for as we bowled them out for 200. This is a really good start to the season, we're top. Carter's gone and improved his batting technique as already, as well as Ali Orr as well. Huge player, huge potential when he's not being run out at the bowler's end. Archie Lenham's in there with a bit of bowling technique improvement. A relatively decent performance, but maybe felt like we left a few runs out there. Tom Haynes, Steve Smith, Carter, all with single digits. But Ali Orr, first century of the season. He had a breakout year in 2022. And he started really, really well here. 102 off 209 deliveries. Looking really, really nice. Pajara was on for a ton and then just threw it away. Don Best with the wicket. But good performance. It's a decent bowling attack as well. Milnes came in from Kent. Steketee at the top as well. You've got Fisher, you've got Best. There's high quality. And we're going to be behind. 409 Yorkshire go and get. Decent performance. Their batting lineup is good. International quality in Saud Shakil, David Milan, Adam Lyth. They are missing 1 or 2 players that could really make them better. Harry Brook and Joe Root, so we've played them at a decent time. But we lost George Garton to injury and that created a massive hole. Carlson, 2 for 73 from his 14 overs. Not bad, but 5.21 and over. Pretty expensive. And we've made a declaration at 316. It leaves them 272 to win. It's a lot, but I really don't want to lose this game. We got a decent score. All 90 threw away the chance of 200s in the game. Pajara threw away another 100. Allsop 61 ran out at the end. It does mean we've got a session and 47 minutes, which, as we thought, is not a lot for very much. 100 for 3. The game was in the balance. We're going to take the draw, 10 points, and move on to the next game. And Garton's out for 4 weeks. What a loss that's going to be. Does create an opportunity for young Steve Finn. Young Steve Finn at 34 years of old, running into the stumps when he bowls. He's going to come into the team against Gloucestershire. In a pretty reasonable position. They score 306, which is probably about par. They just had this thing where people kept getting in throughout the innings. Harris 41, Hammond 59, Zafar Gohar with 54 and David Payne with 48 down the order really hurt us. Decent performance. Steve Finn coming in taking 3 for 87. Pretty reasonably happy with this all round. Never judge a pitch until both teams have batted on it. It's average and average. And we've thrown in a declaration, 439 for 9, and it's this man, Scotty Carter again. Second 100 in 3 games as a professional cricketer. A fine performance, 374 balls, 24s, 4 sixes, a strike rate of 51, runs all around the park, and put us in a great position, because at one stage we were 4 for 93 and I was thinking, oh crikey, we might not have a chance of winning this. But Smith, 76, steadied the ship. Ali Orr looked pretty good again, and we've put ourselves in a strong position with a day left to play and a pitch that's turning uneven. And a second 10-wicket victory of the season. We bowled them out for 150. Steve Finn, 5 for 53. Hudson Prentice, 5 for 54. They made it through the new ball unscathed, and then just a fine performance. Taylor going first ball, Hammond going for 1. Just a conveyor belt of wickets before we casually knock them off and solidify ourselves. The second place. Carter's on the improve, as is Lenham again. And Lenham's bowling is going through the roof. This is what we want. We want a first choice spinner coming through. It could be him. Ali Orr's batting's had another improvement to his technique. Decent batting averages throughout. Everyone in that top 6 is averaging more than 40. Ollie Robinson and Cavellis both averaging 48 and 43 with the ball. Well, let's just ignore that. The declarations come. 601 for 8. Look, there's a lot of stuff in here, but what it comes down to is Steve Smith doing Steve Smith type things. A bit different to how he got on in real life in the Championship. Got done a few times LBW, but here, double century. You expect it on the game. Ali Orr's continuing his fine form, 184, 54 strike rate. He's having just a worldie of a start to the season. This is probably a little bit more than real life expectations, this sort of average. But we expected more from him last year. Future England player, I'm sure. Pajara as well. Excellent performance, 91. He's been ultra consistent. 3 really good innings. Right, we're taking the follow on, but we've just missed a massive opportunity here. Jack Haynes, what a talent this young man is. 22 years of age, 184. But it's 184 backs against the wall. We had them 5 for 107, 6 for 115, 7 for 120. And him and Matty Waite, who scored a century in real life, I think, in the Championship this year as well, got it done. Hudson Prentice, wonderful. Look at this for a spell. Oliveira, Roderick, Adam Jose, all gone. But essentially it means we've got a day to bowl them out on uneven bounce. We can do it. And we do it. 140 all out. Ollie Robinson, welcome to the season. First time he's turned up. 5 for 24. Ran through the top. Big wicket at Jake Libby. What a player that man is. Him and Ed Pollock gone early doors. And then he comes on and cleans up the tail. Just great performance. Steve Finn's been a revelation since he's come in for Garden as well. 3-5-1-3. Getting it done. It's another victory. We're heading high. We're doing really well. And we're top of the table. Archie Lenham just casually improving his bowling performance again. Leicestershire away. The toss can be key in cricket, and it is here. We had great tosses first 4 games here. Didn't win the toss. Weir Mulder with 129. Sam Evans 65. Sol Budinger. He loves to hit the ball, doesn't he? He loves getting on with it. He got almost a runnable 50. Robinson was 6 for. It's given us a chance, but this is an uphill battle, and the bounce on the wicket has just started to deteriorate. It's a solid performance. It's going to be a lead in 95. And for all the wickets that was tumbling around us at 255, Pajara, I was thinking, Pajara and Smith haven't had a big partnership together, and they finally put it off. 142, Smith 83. Pajara finally breaks his 50 duck. They were just like, hey, I'm going to score 50s. 195, really excellent innings. Only one catchable shot throughout. And Finn Hudson-Prentice with runs down the order. So it gives us a chance. It gives us a bit of a lead on a pitch that's not really deteriorated that much, and we've got 5 sessions to go. The run chase is on. Robinson 3, Hudson-Prentice 3. But it's the wickets you get. Patel, Ackerman, Hanscom. Excellent wickets. 224 feels okay. It's a decent chase. We've got 130 to go on a pitch that's doing a little bit in about 2.5 sessions. And we don't even need them. We get through in a session and a bit. Ali Orr 69, Pajara 62. It is a big 22 points over Leicestershire, putting us top and putting us 20 points clear. And we follow that up with a really good performance against Glamorgan and one of the knocks of the season. Smith scored 114, but it was 114 in a game where the top 6 never got anything. We were in a complete mess at 5 for 36, and he batted through 114, scored the majority of his runs alongside Jack Carlton at number 9. Good bowling performance, Robinson with wickets, Pajara and Carter got 50s to set up a victory, and we had a day to bowl them out in a game that we lost 5 hours to rain. And they ran it close, 281 they ended up on, but 5 wickets, Finn Hudson-Prentice, one more time, just excellent player. Jack Carlson. These spinners, they've got a thing going. So almost the midway point in the championship, 6 games down. Looking really strong but while we go into the T20 break. Interesting position to be in this. So the T20 team's quite hard to put together. We've got Jack Carlson, who's probably the best spinner, but I've got Archie Lenham, who I want to bring in. We've got Shabad Khan, who's a left leggy as well. So that probably doesn't work with Lenham. So I might actually start with Carlson. We've got Galton and Milnes, both left armers, and Finn Hudson-Prentice I want in. Bapara I want in. Just think excellent T20 cricketer, can get it done. But it does mean we're leaving players like Delray Rawlins on the bench, who's too good a player to be left on the bench in my opinion. Ollie Robinson can't get a game. So the question is, can we fit Delray Rawlins into this team? Is he going to be better than Carter? Is Carter the right person? Is Ali Orr and Tom Haines the right people at the top? Guess we're going to find out. Against a Somerset team with Babar Azam, Will Smead, Jimmy Rue, Tom Abel, Cole Cadmore batting way too low down the order. Ish Sodhi, Van der Merwe. It's going to be a tough game. That did not go well. They've just knocked off 175 for 1 in 13 overs. Everyone has gone round the park. That is embarrassing. Smead and Babar Azam getting it done. Batting wise, I actually thought we were pretty good. Everyone was consistent throughout, all scoring a decent strike rate. Maybe a little slow Tom Haines at the top. Maybe look at changing that up in the future. But we'll give him a couple of games. Oh, we've got to stop you there. It's a record for the match. It's the highest innings for the match. Ali Orr's gone to 100 from 56 deliveries. As we knock off 199 for 2 in 17 overs. Ali Orr, this was exceptional. And the thing is, it wasn't linear. We were struggling a little bit after the power play. And then just 2 or 3 huge overs. 3 overs with over 20 runs in it. And we also are in the position where Jofra Archer is actually available to play cricket. Now, I found him quite poor on this game in general. But we're going to have to give him a go, aren't we? Jack Carlson's going to go out. We're going with 1 spinner. We get home again. 168 Essex. Decent performance for them. Big Adam Rosington batting down the order. He should be opening. He scored 71. Better performance from the team. George Garton going at 5s from his 2 overs. Having the extra seamer gave us good options, and Archer with 3 wickets. But knocking him off, Tom Haines. First time he's got going in the competition. 77 out of 175 strike rate. Good performance. Gets us home. Good runs by Carter at the end just to steady the ship. And it does mean we're without Steve Smith, who was on international duty. And that does give us a chance to get Delray Rawlins into the team. It's another good victory. All down to the bowling. Hampshire's a great team. Ben McDermott, cracking player. Vince, Prest, Gubbins. They can all get going. Benny Howe and Liam Dawson down there. But Mills, 3 for. Excellent performance. His best performance so far. Archer, good. Everyone's strike rate and economy rate way down, which is brilliant. And then we kind of cruised home. Ali Orr, 49 not out, casually does it. Allsop did well. Delray Rawlins with the winning runs. Means after 4 games, we're right in the mixer, really. The only thing you'd look at changing the team is Finn Hudson-Prentice going at 11s, and he's not had to bat. We do have options. We've got McAndrew who could come in, Shipley could come in, we could bring in another spinner, but I'm just going to leave it. We've done it again. We're finding, actually, the last 3 games we've won, we've bowled first. That's a genuine decision to go, we're a better team chasing and our bowlers are better when they're not defending. Cook, 66, he scored runs against us in the Championship. He did really well. Bopara went around the park for his couple of overs. You know, I know he's not the Bopara of old, but he has given us a couple of overs, and it seems to be working okay for us. But what's really working is Tom Alsop moving up the order. He's in absolutely incredible form. 88 from 53, accelerated well at the end. Ali Orr's in great form as well. A couple of 40s to go with his 100 as well. Just superb effort from the team. Just cruising, lads. Just cruising. 3 for Shabad Khan for 14 at 3.50 and over. Garton going at 5s. Excellent performance. Wickets are really helping as well. You see the wickets, a couple in the power play, but these middle overs, we are dominating. That's when Shabad Khan's coming on to bowl. We're getting an over of Ravi Bopara in there. A bit of Jofra Archer. It's just working well for us. And Tom Haynes, when he scores, he scored really well and he scored fast. We've cruised home again. We're in a bit of strife here with 3 for 71, but Carter comes in. What a knock that is. 133 strike rate. Cool, calm, just like your mum. Getting it done. Delray Rawlins coming in. We're just ticking over so nice, this team. We do need a bit of rotation, though. Archer and Garton are getting hammered. No fitness at all. So we're going to make the change. McAndrew's going to come in. And we're going to bring in Harry Crocombe for a game. Yep, that didn't work. We got hammered. They scored 200. Everyone went round the park. Crocombe at 16s. Oh, McAndrew was pretty good, but 16s. And it felt like I needed to fill in some overs elsewhere with the bat. Rawlins and Haynes, first ballers. It just kills you. You can't really operate on that level. Bit of a break though. 8 games down. Back to the Championship. And unfortunately, we're going to see a big change in the team here as well, because Pujara and Smith both unavailable. It's going to be Clark coming in, who is not going to be captain, and Carter as well. Carter's an excellent young player, 21 years of old. He's averaging 59 in the second team this year. Oh my days. Whew. I thought we were going to lose then, or draw, sorry, based on rain. We needed 2 to win, and we lost about 2 hours of rain. 1 hour 53 lost in total. Good win against Worcestershire, back in the Championship. Bowled them out for 199. Robinson and Hudson-Prentice getting it done. Second time around, Finn and Carvelas with the wickets. Runs-wise, Tom Haynes. Excellent knock, 117. 65 strike rate. Ultra impressive. Clark came in and made 79. Carter made 73 coming in. Ollie Carter, that is. And Scotty Carter just continues to be a first season wonder for us. Match form 100. Technique coaching for the last 75 days. Overall batting form 5 stars. He's in fine form. His county championship record now sits at 300s and an average of 75. Back to T20 action. Archer and Garton back in the team. No question about that. We actually gave him a pretty decent run out here. We were way behind the rate. Alsop with a really slow 52 that was disappointing, but some good runs down the order from Carter. Just not quite enough. 185 they managed to score. Archer going at 11s. Open the bowling with Archer this time. That didn't quite work out for us. I think we need to go back to what was working previously, which was George Garton taking the new ball. Yeah, because that's the reason you lost. Well, that was a different game. Oh yeah, I should open with Garton. That's the reason. Well, he went and absolutely obliterated the top. Billings, Denley and Darren Stevens still going strong. We managed to bowl them out relatively quickly, relatively easy. Wickets falling absolutely throughout. 2, 4, 5 in the power play. Brilliant performance. Really feeling good about where this T20 team's at. We're getting a lot of really good results. We're doing a great job chasing small totals, but we do have a hole in the middle of the order. We're not using Delray Rawlins' bowling, and he's averaging 17 with the bat. Don't change your winning team. Well, I'm about to go and do it. And it's going to be Ollie Carter coming in. He's had 4 games. He's averaging 1. Strike rate of 25. but I'm backing him to be the guy. Match reduced to 17 overs due to rain. And more rain. Oh, crikey. It's an 8 over game now. We need 4.6 and over. Yeah, we get there in the next 3 balls. Good performance, that. Strange old game. Very strange game. Great performance from the team. Even because of the conditions, we gave Bapara more overs. And that was his finest performance of the season. A 3 for 23. Top after 11. That's a game for the ages. We get home in the last over, and the last, with 5-6 balls to go, Garton goes and hits a 6. What a fantastic performance from the team. I didn't think we were going to get there. We were batting poorly, 5 for 81, top order gone. But Hudson Prentice again, time and time again, you're like, who's going to step up? Who's going to step up? He's the man to step up every single time. 12 games down in the competition, 18 points on the board, top of the table, looking good in the south. In the north, Yorkshire, Durham, Nottinghamshire, Lancashire. Probably what you would expect if you were to pick the good teams as we go back to a bit of championship action. Really difficult one this. Bajara is back and available. Allsop's averaging 36, so we could go with Carter, but I don't think we can. I think Allsop's been good enough to remain in the team. Bajara's going to come into 3, and we're going without Ollie Robinson, who is away on international duty. The question is, who are you going to come and bring in? Archer's never performed for me on the game doing it, so it's going to be George Garton. Got 2 very simple rules in life. Bowl first in T20s, bat first in the championship on the game. Yeah, that didn't quite work out. Maybe change those rules. And somehow we managed to turn it around. Chicken shit into chicken soup. Good performance from the team in the end. They had a huge lead, about a 150, 160 run lead going on. Kieran Carlson, great player. He had a superb 1,000 run season in the championship in real life. Bowlers just didn't feel as good of penetration as when we had Ollie Robinson in the mixer. But Garden actually performed well. 3 wickets in either innings got us through. 100 for Carter, his 4th of the campaign. 100 for Tom Haynes, his 3rd of the campaign, and Pujara continues just being consistent. Runs all throughout. As Jack Carlson improves his bowling technique. Go on, Jackie boy. A loss. A different sort of loss. Ravi Bapara saved our blushes because we were in a massive hole, and then he went crazy in those last few overs. 6s being thrown around. I think it was an 18-ball 50 that got us up to a decent score, but they were too good. Daniel Beldrum's a great T20 player these days. Joe Denley's still pretty consistent. They get home. Ravi Bapara's 1 over for 21 didn't quite work out this time, but 1 game to go, top of the table. We lose, but it's an interesting loss. They got 197. We had to rely on 4 overs of Ravi Bapara to get us through. Hudson Prentice didn't bowl well, nor did George Garton. With the bat, we're struggling a bit. Tom Allsop's really gone off the boil. Tom Haynes had a great knock again. Ollie Carter and Ravi Bapara rode it close, but we were never really at the races in terms of, hey, we're going to win this. But it does mean Jack Carlson goes and improves his bowling technique, and it does mean that for the table, we actually had a really good performance. Finishing 2nd, win 9, lose 5. I'm really happy with that. We do play Yorkshire from the north. Semi-finalist last time around, finished 3rd. Everyone's in pretty reasonable form. The Ollie Carter thing hasn't quite worked. He's only got a 117 strike rate. So then it's like, who do you bring in? You've got to look at the strike rates across what people are doing. Ward's got a 135 strike rate. Not quite sure if he's good enough to come up. But Ibrahim a 147 in the second team. So, hey, we're getting to knockout cricket. Come and have a knock up the top of the order. And we're going to be chasing 200 in the quarterfinals. They've gone big. David Milan, excellent. Vagadia, I don't even know who you are, Yash, but that's a hell of a knock for an 18-year-old to go and pull out in the quarterfinals. A 138 strike rate. We pulled it back because we were on the jaws of a monstrous effort. They had 2 huge overs. But wickets throughout in the last few overs did pull it back. But I don't think we can chase 200. 43 to win off the last 18 balls. And we've just had a massive over. 20 from it. And yeah, it didn't finish very well. We lose by 25. Hat-trick for Visa as well. He gets Khan, Garton and Bapara. Disappointed. I think we struggled. We were a couple of batters light, I think. Allsop, yeah, 49 off 21. He's not had the best T20 competition. Ibrahim, 1 off 3. We've struggled to fill that 4 slot when Steve Smith's gone. But decent performance. You know, quarterfinals, happy with that. And we get our first call-ups. Drake and Pollock have been promoted from the youth team. Pollock on 20,000. Very defensive sort of player. Not quite sure what his ceiling's going to be. Drake, on the other hand, 20 years old, 21,000. It's not heaps, is it? Average aggression, very aggressive one day in T20, so that's good because he's going to play Royal London Cup. We've already put them on, hey, work on your front foot, and then we're going to put you on to some technique. And Pajara is away on international duty again. So it's going to mean Clark's going to come in to bat at 3 for us. Not tempted to bring in either of these two yet. They do both have very, very good county championship record, 3-day second team records, averaging 41 and 46 from enough games to give you a good warrant, averaging almost 45 and 50 in one day, and the strike rate of Pollock in T20 of 159 is going to be something to look out for. We just make it home against Derbyshire in a nail biter. They were chasing 390. Lewis Deploy, best player in the championship last season, pretty much. 104 for him, 4 for Stephen Finn, getting us across the line, and no centuries to speak of. But Tom Allsop, hey, I've just been saying, you've just had a dip of form. A 60 and an 87 does enough to get us home. It's another victory, 8 out of 9. And Drake has improved his front foot batting to the limit. That is awesome. Let's just give you a little bit of offside. And Durham will play Nottinghamshire in the T20 final, as we go and get hammered by Yorkshire. Proper hammered as well. Carter did well, a 90 and a 79, but runs just seem to fall apart here. We bowled pretty well. Tadasol 87, a decent knock. We had them down at 5 for 161, 7 for 219. Couldn't close it out. It is a loss. Our first of the season, but we've got a 38-point lead. And Carvelas is out for 5 weeks as well, but Pajara is back as we go into the Royal London Cup. And we're going to be doing it without Shabad Khan, Ravi Papara, Jofra Archer, George Gart and Tim O'Meals. So, or Smith or Robinson. So we're going to have to find a new team. Steve Smith's available for the 50 over competition. Don't mind if I do. Oh, Ollie Robinson is going to be available, so he's going to get a game. And I think what we're going to do, this is controversial, but it's all about bringing on the next generation because we want to win competitions in the future. We're going to go for a spinner's deck. Changes the conditions to be more spin friendly. And we are going to go for a 2-spin attack of Archie Lenham, Jack Carlson, Finn Robinson, Finn Hudson, Prentice. And then with the bat, what I want to do is, these are really young lads that's in anyway. I think I'm going to go with that Tom Allsop. And I'm going to give one of the young lads a crack of the whip. And it's got to be Pollock, hasn't it? He's the one with the 159 strike rate. Oh yeah, Ali Orr can keep wicket apparently. Let's go with that. And Steve Smith's going to captain the team. It's a real concoction going on. Very average aggressions. Drake can get on with it. Maybe I go with Drake. I want to see Drake. I want to see him in the game. That gives us 3 of our youth players in that starting lineup. Feels like it's a good place to be. Not sold we've got the best bowling attack possible. We've got McAndrew. Could bring in for Finn. Or we could go with one spinner. Let's do it. McAndrew's going to come into the team. So that's how we're going to line up to start with. A lot of good players on the bench. A lot of good young players on the bench. Against a team that actually looks really strong. Beddingham, Lees, Jones. This is a good Durham team. That didn't quite work out. Bowling was a problem. Everyone went round the park. Jones and Lees were exceptional early doors. Really put the pressure on us. Put on 120 in next to no time. And Clark and Treveskis with runs down the order. With the bat, Steve Smith won. Playing in the Royal London Cup. Let that sink in. Ali Orr batted superb. Asked a lot. Pickens, 3 debutants in one-day cricket here as well in the engine room, which is going to make it difficult. So we might just have to accept there's going to be times it doesn't work, but we're building the big picture of getting these guys games of cricket. Look, it's not a bad performance. It's a loss, yes, we're 2 down, but The bowling's not working. We're going at 330 minimum a time with the bat. Steve Smith, exceptional run of ball 100. Nothing else. We're just accepting it. That's such a cop out. I want to play the young players. We are going to make a change. Drake's going to come out. Tom Alsop is going to come in, and he's going to bat at number 4 in the lineup. McAndrew's coming out. He's going at 6.65, not going too good. Steve Finn's going at 8s. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to try a bit of Bradley Curry more like. And for the first time, we're going to win the toss and bat, because bowling first has not worked. Right, we've still got a problem with the bowling. They've just knocked off 366. Anuj Dal with 87. Poor performance. Nothing's working with the ball, with the bat. This was much better. Haynes and Orr consistent, gave us a good start, a fast start as well, going at a run of ball. Smith pretty good. Alsop 99. Pickens has done alright. First couple of games, a bit of consistency as well in his game. What I've not seen from Drake or from Pickens is any improvement from training, which is a concern. Oh, we've won a game. 65 runs and on DLS, but 100 for Tom Alsop. He's been in pretty decent form since he's come back in, scoring 2 big, almost back-to-back hundreds minus a run. Everyone else very, very poor with the bat. But with the ball, we did get a bit of traction with the bowlers. Curry and McAndrew really clicked for the first time. We're 2 for 5. I was going to say we're 2 for 2, but we lost the first 3 games pretty easy. Smith and Alsop's form is something special. Haynes and Orr have given us some consistency without the big innings. Yes, Ali Orr's first game was excellent, but a big dip-off since then. Main point here was the bowling attack again was very good. We actually got wickets with the new ball. We got them 5 down for 61. Took control of the game. Not quite taking control of the league table, but you know, you've just got to win a few more games. 3 games to go. Second place again, this time behind Gloucestershire. They got 3-8. We just concede 300 every single time. Carter with the first one-day century of his career. What a season. What a season. 74 average in first class cricket. 49 in T20. 42 in one-dayers. What a player he is. Couple of games to go in the competition. We are out, so I do want to give Drake a little bit more cricket. Also, it's hard to work out how to do it. But what we're going to do is I'm going to open with Alsop and I'm going to move Drake into the lineup. We're giving up victories, but we've given up a lot this season anyway, so it goes really well. We lose, but it goes relatively well. Carter with the first baller. Drake with 47 off 47. That's what we want to see. Alsop continuing his good run of form. With the bat, Jack Haynes scored 100 against us in the Championship. Scores 100 here. This competition's not for us this year, but it may be in the future. And surprise, surprise, we finish with a victory. Archie Lennon with his best performance of the season, picking up 4 for 38. Well bowled, sir. Holland with a few runs for them. But when it comes to knocking him off, Alsop has just been in the most phenomenal form. 2.5 centuries, he got 99. Almost 3 centuries in the campaign. Carter with another 50. Pretty happy. Not too sure how good the young players are that's come through. But, you know, good to finish on a high. 7th position. Yeah, it's down on where it was previously. Quarterfinals of the T20 competition, and we're top of the Championship with 4 games to go. Few updates as well. Smith and Archer are away. Southampton will play Cardiff in the 100 final. Jack Carlson gets a little bump on his bowling. Cardiff win the 100. Looking good. 4 games to go. What a world we live in. Actually looking really good with 4 games to go. 17 points clear. Feeling confident we're going to take Sussex from 17th in the table overall last year back to Division 1. And luckily for us, we're going to have a bit of Ollie Robinson back in our life to take the new ball. That always puts you in a good position. And not the best performance in the world. 152 all out in the first innings. Carter with 27. Carter with 27. It's not really the best first innings top score you're ever going to see. Pajara batted well, 134 in the second innings, but we were just so far out of the game, and even with a really good performance with the ball in the second innings, including the resurgence of Stephen Finn, 4 for 62. He's been pretty decent for us, actually. Constantly chipping away with wickets without setting the world alight. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's a 12-point lead at the top with 3 to go. We've got a good gap between Glamorgan, though. That might come in handy. Drake's improved his batting technique. The youngster coming in, hitting the ground running. And we're going to do the Leicestershire game without Finn Hudson-Prentice, arguably the player of the campaign so far. McAndrew's going to come in, going to be a great bowling option, but you could say we're a little light on the batting. There's a problem with the batting lineup, he says. It's not going to be good enough. We almost scored 600. It took us just 2 days to do it. But poor old Tom Haines is going to feel like he missed out here. His second bowler, Ali Orr, goes and scores 79. Pujara ran out for 78. That was his own fault. But Carter goes big with 160. First class cricket. I wish there was a filter on this just to show first class. What a player. What a season for the young man. 5 centuries to his name already. Tom Alsop comes good one more time. He's had a great season. First class century, but averaging 40 almost in every competition. Hugely consistent. George Garden with a 5er. Steve Finn with another 4-fer. He just keeps performing time and time again. 48 wickets at 23. Arguably the bowler of the competition for us. And it gives us a massive lead over Glamorgan with a game in hand. Ollie Carter gets a little bump on his batting technique. It all adds up. All these little bumps make a big difference in the long run. It's another one. It's another victory. It's another 100 for Pujara. It's 100 for Tom Haines after a little bit of a dip in form. In fact, not a big score in quite a while. He goes and scores a ton. We put the pressure on. We were behind by about 70 runs. They had a really good partnership. Deploy and Madsen in the middle. And Brooke Guest came in and batted really well. Gave them a first innings lead. But this 423 came in 88 overs. We put our foot down, particularly if we can see our second innings around here, about 60 overs. We put the accelerator down, put ourselves in a good position. Pujara 100, Scott Carter 82 off 56, exceptional. And we was just able to get home. We had a bit of rain in the last session, but the rain wasn't enough to stop us with George Garton taking 5. And we have won the title. We've got 1 game to go, but we have won the title. We're taking Sussex back to Division 1. Drake's improved his batting technique. Go Drakey boy. And we've done it. We've finished the season on a high. They got 3-2-3. A decent performance, but you can see top 6 getting in and not going on. No one went to 50 except Hodgson further down the order. But the batting, to say we've only gone with like 6 frontline batters, we've actually done reasonably well this year. Haines and all with 50s apiece. Pujara goes big, finishes his stint with 194. 1, 2, 3, 4 centuries in the past 5 games. Just excellent form. Carter with a 50. Another Carter with a 75. 48 not out for McAndrew. And then we blew them away here. 80 all out. Best bowling performance of the season. Robbo at the top, picking up 3. Big 3 at the top of the order. Does mean we're going to win the title. 245 points. That is a very reasonable way to do it. Essex win Division 1 by 50 points as well. Smash it out the park above of Surrey and Lancashire. Good performance from them. Northamptonshire and Kent coming down. Kind of to be expected. Gloucestershire Wooden Spoon. Kind of to be expected. And does mean that top of the charts. Most runs in County Championship cricket this year. Pujara, 1,359. Second place, our first year scholar, Carter, with 1,345. Sorry, Pujara was 1,359. Excellent performance from both of those. Ali Orr sneaks in onto the top list with over 1,000 runs, 1,028. Pujara and Carter tied at the top for the most centuries. And with the ball, wow. From Adam Finch, 23 years old, just went and took 97 championship wickets. 97 at an average of 18. Keep an eye out for him. Runs on the season, Haines 840 at 38. I actually think that's quite a reasonable session. Averaging 38 as an opener with 4 centuries is fantastic. Ali Orr had greater consistency, averaging 46,000 runs, but only 2 centuries. So it's what you do when you're in that's important. Pujara averaged 78 with 1,600 runs. That's ridiculous. Steve Smith, that's current year. I should put it on this. Pujara 1,300 runs. Steve Smith 624 at 89, 3 centuries. Carter 5 centuries. Tom Alsop still got it, averaged 35. Carter averaged 34. But what I think is important is his form towards the back end of the season was exceptional. With the ball, got to go Finn Hudson-Prentice, outstanding for the first 11 games of the season. Averaged 24 with 48 wickets. George Garden 44 at 25. Just brilliant stuff from the team, to be fair. McAndrew came in and did well for the 3 games he played. Maybe I should have played him more. Carlson 20 at 35. Like he didn't do anything to upset us, but I didn't come away with anything going, he's the guy for the next year. Steve Finn 53 wickets and he only played 12 games. That's outstanding. And Ollie Robinson 54 at 22. Way too good for playing that standard. So in a final look at the stats from the season for the players. Most runs on the season overall, Ali Orr. What a season that man has had. 4 centuries to his name, but he managed to get it done across multiple competitions to come away averaging 49 overall. Scotty Carter with 1900 runs in his first season. 100 balls per dismissal as well is outstanding. Tom Alsop consistent across all competitions. Tom Haines kind of left a little bit to desire. Left a few runs on the table, I feel. Sometimes chasing that high strike rate, that balls per dismissal comes way down. Pajora and Smith outstanding as always. Just a 1 double 100 for Smith in the season. Highest batting average on the season, Pajora with 90. That's just... It's phenomenal, isn't it? Most runs on the season overall, Ali Orr. This is pretty cool. You can break this down by any competition that you want to. You can break it down by matches where you had openers. So county cricket, we can see both of those guys. But if we take off all formats, we see Tom Alsop opened in a couple of games. And you've got your middle orders down to from number 3 down to number 7. You can break it down by that and see who's performing for you. And you can see if you got anything from your lower order, which you could say with Ollie Robinson we did. He averaged 19 across all competitions. With the ball, we can do exactly the same again across all competitions. Finn Hudson-Prentice, 77 wickets at 27, the best bowler that we had by a long way. Jofra Archer, 24 wickets at 18 was pretty good, but he only played in a few of those T20 games for us. Best bowling on the season, Galton and Robinson both taking a 6-fer. Now there are some additional stats in the game that we've got access to. Wickets per innings, wickets per match. Performance plus average, performance plus strike rate. That's against how... that's against the average on the game. So the higher the rating, the better it is. If we look here, Carter was 56. 100's a baseline. So his average was 56 times greater than the baseline for the matches he played in. Pajora 187. Tom Haines down at 86. That's a problem. But you can see, in comparison to the games he played in, 117 strike rate. He's going way and above that. So I think we've got some gaps to fill next season. In terms of the championship, I think we've got to look to move on from Tom Alsop. I say move on, he's 27. Don't really need to move on, do I? It's maybe just those little bits of improvement playing Division 1 cricket. So if we can bring in another player to take over from Alsop, we're going to give Carter a run. If we can get a Pajora or a Smith in as well, it solidifies. Hopefully Ali Orr and Tom Haines can make the jump up. Same with Carter, he's been exceptional. So top 6 wise isn't too bad. With the ball across county cricket, if Ollie Robinson's available, we're in a good spot. Can we get another season out of Stephen Finn? Maybe, maybe not. We might need to look for an upgrade. Finn Hudson-Prentice was outstanding. Hopefully he can make the upgrade. So can Carter. We definitely need a spinner. I feel like we definitely need another seamer. And I think I'd feel more confident with the bat if we had another option. Another option to come in and fill in that top 6. Maybe someone for Alsop. Averaged 35 last year. Maybe someone, a Pajora or a Smith coming in, keeping their role as well. So overall, I think that's a really successful season. We're promoted in one. We made the quarterfinals of the T20. And we're starting to blood some of these young players coming through. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.